HSI stands for Hispanic-Serving Institution. The designation itself is something that is not a given. We have to apply for it. Minimum 25% of our student population has to identify from Hispanic descent, and we have to have 50% of our student population be from financially vulnerable backgrounds or Pell eligible status.
Texas State has really benefited from attaining HSI status in many ways, including access to grants, programs, and building networks that support Latino and Latinx student success. Representation is very important. Students should be able to see themselves and the potential that they can reach in faculty and staff.
In 1987, when I arrived at Southwest Texas State University, there was approximately 16,000 students, of which 15% were Latino and about 7 or 8% were African American. And I was concerned of the underrepresentation of minorities throughout campus, so I decided to write up a plan and to conduct outreach to recruit faculty and staff to the university.
I came in 2005. I got hired as a junior professor in sociology, and I think I got involved in HPN right away. That's where we met.
Hispanic Policy Network, an organization that started as a faculty and staff organization, but we've expanded to be more supportive of students, and so we invite students to be a part of the organization.
To meet people across the community who are working towards increasing the visibility, the representation, and the culture, Hispanic culture on campus.
Oftentimes when we look at diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility, we're trying to recreate something that community member has at home. And HPN has really done a great job helping to create this identity, this organizational structure, this operation, and this culture that is very responsive.
We initially raised from the faculty and staff $30,000, which was matched by the president of the university, and that continued.
The fall of 1995, we started Salsa del Rio, the Salsa Ensemble, which became the first Latin music ensemble at the School of Music. In 1997, we finally started the Mariachi. It was a student-taught ensemble, so it was more like a club. So in 2003, we established for the first time the Latin Music Studies area. Yes, one of the big reasons we brought them here is to bring a piece of the Hispanic culture on campus and in academia, but not just for Hispanics, because that's that sharing of culture, sharing of music, and understanding each other's culture better through the understanding of the music.
So Dr. Shaheen is the dean of the college. He has been the dean since I started in 2005. We decided to write a USDA grant.
It was a $4 million grant where we paid the tuition and fees for 56 students.
The participants of the grant were 100% Latino, Latina. All of them majored in agriculture as well as chemistry, biochemistry. I had some nutrition majors. 90% of them graduated in 4 years.
Which we know that only about 35% of our students finish in 4 years, but we learned that if you sponsor them with financial aid and support, they can graduate earlier.
It could be anything from Department of Ed, National Institute of Health, National Science Foundation, U.S. Department of Agriculture. There's several federal entities that we can seek funds for to implement these kinds of initiatives.
When we decided to write the grant, we were just on the verge of becoming an HSI. A lot of friends came from Laredo, friends came from Palo Alto. I told the students, tell them what you're doing. Tell them you're in the labs. Tell them you're doing cancer research. Tell your story. And they did.
And so now that we are 6 years, 7 years past having that grant here, you can really see how those services have been embedded in the culture. So for example, we were able to provide funding to BOBCATS, peer mentoring, student inclusion, the TRIO programs, academic coaching.
My job is to open the doors for them. So I pass information along about research opportunities, jobs, scholarships. I've been able to interact with many students through student organizations, and you can sense the pride in their culture and how they're able to share with one another, because Hispanic is not one culture only, right?
In the 21st century, with over 37,000 students, we have over 14,000 Latinos That constitutes a majority that reflects the changing demographics of Texas and the fact that the institution has effectively done outreach and increased the enrollment of a diverse student body.
We here at Texas State will continue to provide support and resources because we want to be the place where Latino and Latinx students, as well as all other students, feel a sense of belonging and inclusion, and where culture and identity is appreciated, celebrated, and feels truly like a home away from home.